Hello YouTube, today we're going to be making French vanilla ice cream, and on camera we have Lil E. Say hello, E.
Hey.
Alright, today we're going to be making authentic French vanilla ice cream. That means we're going to be making a French custard using eggs. So this one's going to be a little more time than the last one we made, so stay tuned. The ingredients we're going to need for this French vanilla ice cream. We're going to start off with 8 egg yolks, 3/4 cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of whole milk, 2.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, a pinch of sea salt, a full vanilla bean, one of these, and 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Don't go with the imitation vanilla on this recipe. Use the real stuff. You're going to need a few other things. You're going to need some measuring tools like a teaspoon, tablespoon, a wire sieve with a fine mesh, a ladle, a whisk, and a rubber spatula. Add the eggs in. And add in about half the sugar. We're going to whip this until it gets lighter in color. It's going to get a lighter color. You're going to whip that until it gets lighter. And we'll come back. Okay, you want it to look like that. It's got an opaque, whitish color. We'll go ahead and set that to the side. Next we'll start on our cream and milk. Start off by adding the heavy cream. And we're going to add in the milk. We'll add in the rest of the sugar. And then we're not going to add in the vanilla bean yet because, the extract, because it'll actually cook right out. So we're going to be adding in the vanilla bean. We're going to go ahead and split that down the middle. Take a small paring knife, start at one end, careful, and right down the center. Just divide it in half. Once you have 2 pieces, what you want is the lovely essence in the middle, the seeds right out of the pods. So you're just going to run your knife down the blade of the pod and you come up with that. That's what you want. We'll add that to the bowl. We're going to also add the pod to the milk mixture. And we're going to do this to the other side also. Get all that goodness out of there. Add the pod too. It's got a nice smoky, almost cigar, sweet smelling to it. You smell a good smelling cigar. And we're going to take this here and place on the stove and allow it to heat up a little slowly. Okay, we're going to just stir this up on a low fire. You don't want this to boil. You want it to, when you start seeing a little bubble starting to form, you're going to go ahead and cut the fire off and remove it. I'm using an electric stove, so an electric stove will tend to stay hot. We're going to just move it off the stove once it's got to where we want it. We're going to go ahead and do this. It's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to heat up. We're going to do this. We're going to continuously stir this. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Lil E's hand there. He'll be doing that for about the next 5 to 10 minutes. And this is his work because he wants a root beer float with French vanilla ice cream and homemade root beer. We'll give you more on that later, so stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to steam up a bit here. So we're almost there. Keep stirring. Okay, I think we're there. You can hear it if you listen. Stop stirring, Eric. She's getting ready to boil. Since we don't want it to start bubbling and boil, just a little bit around the edges, you can see it's bubbling. That's where we want to be. There she blows. We're going to go ahead and remove that off the fire. Okay, we've already taken it off. Now we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This is that pure vanilla extract. We do it now so it doesn't, cook out or evaporate when you're on the stove. That's 1. And the whole kitchen already smells fragrant from the vanilla bean by itself. It's very pungent. We're going to go ahead and stir that in. Okay. Next we're going to grab a ladle. And while working these eggs, we're going to add just a small ladle of this, just so we can temper the eggs so that they don't scramble. We're going to go ahead and add 1 more. Stirring the entire time. Because we don't want scrambled eggs in our ice cream. We're going to use a sieve to grab out anything if it does. But once you have that all incorporated, I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side. Grab this. We're going to slowly bring these eggs into this mixture here, stirring the entire time. It's got a rich custard smell. Vanilla is very pungent. Then we're going to return this back to the heat on a medium fire, and we're going to stir it for about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll bring little Eric in again. You ready, E?
No.
Okay, back to the fire. Okay, we're back on the flame. It's pretty thick, but it's not there yet, so we're going to go ahead and cook this for about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll come back. Okay, we've been going for about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, I would assume. With me stopping the camera. When you're doing this, and it's starting to thick up, but with a whisk you really can't see it, and you want to know, when is it done? When do we have custard? There's a trick that's been around since the beginning of time, and it's the old wooden spoon trick. What you do is just place it, the spoon, into the mixture and wipe it. If it wipes clean and doesn't run into the other side, you're done. And I believe we're done. Okay, I'm taking the custard off the stove, and I've got a bowl here. It's a large bowl with some cool water and a couple cubes of ice. This is just going to bring the custard down to temperature quick before we add it to the machine. And all we're going to do is run it through a sieve here so we can catch that. Make sure we don't have anything in there we didn't want in our custard. also catch large pods. There we go. I can tell you, this smells wonderful. Caught a few of the seeds. No real lumps from the milk or eggs. It's pretty good. But it did catch all the other stuff we don't want in our delicious creamy French vanilla ice cream. Okay, we're going to stir this in this cool water bath for about 8 to 10 minutes so it drops down to a cool temperature. One of the reasons why is because if you put it in hot into the ice cream machine, it tends to form ice crystals and it'll give you a gritty texture to the ice cream. I know from experience that does happen. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this for 10 minutes and we'll come back when it's down to temperature. Okay? Okay, here we are with, it's been about 30 minutes. Okay, we're down to about 5 minutes and it's starting to make a hard churn here. And this is what we end up with. Looks like a soft gelato. So I'm going to take a Tupperware dish or a Ziploc container like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put it inside there for a quick freeze. Let's remove this first. Oh, can't get that out yet. So it's like a soft serve now. Okay, here we go. This is about the consistency of it. We're going to just go ahead and, you can eat this now if you want a nice soft serve or gelato. You can go ahead and eat this as it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set it in my freezer for about 15 minutes and allow it to firm up a bit. And we'll be ready for root beer floats. Stay tuned. Root beer. Root beer for your vanilla ice cream floats. Let's get back inside. Okay, since Lil E couldn't wait for his root beer, there's my homemade root beer I made. And there's the ice cream. Let's see Eric make his homemade root beer float. There's the ice cream. French vanilla. He couldn't wait, so it might not be as thick as it should be. Boom. 1 or 2. Guess he's going to do 2. Just push the button. There you go. How does that look? Homemade French vanilla with homemade root beer. Okay. Bon appetit.